Spring is in the air, the season of hope and new beginnings has come, and Saturday, April 1st, former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will look to start his own season of renewal with victory against American Jermaine Franklin. Hello and welcome to the Boxing, Weights and Rugby YouTube channel. Let's talk boxing. It's been a tough few years for the UK's former Golden Boy, so let's revisit the career of one Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua and look ahead to the fight that marks the beginning of his own yellow brick road that leads back to the world heavyweight title. AJ came out of the 2012 London Olympic Games as a gold medalist, a household name and the closest thing to a surefire hit since the final season of Ted Lasso. On April 9th, 2016, Joshua got his maiden heavyweight title shot against IBF belt holder Prince Charles Martin, a 6'5" southpaw who claimed to
walk this earth like a god.
Joshua made quick work of Martin, stopping him inside 2 rounds with quick and hurtful right hands. After 2 quick-fire defences, Joshua faced the greatest heavyweight of the previous generation, Vladimir Klitschko, himself coming off a dreary loss to one Tyson Fury for the unified IBF and vacant WBA at Wembley Stadium. In one of the greatest heavyweight title fights in years, Joshua sent Klitschko crashing to the floor before badly running out of gas. Klitschko returned the favour and suddenly, for the first time in his career, AJ was staring down the barrel. Joshua managed to weather the storm and in the 11th round landed an uppercut that nearly took poor Vladimir's head off. Mustering all his strength, AJ got Klitschko out of there, and this iconic moment was born.
But the fight has been stopped! Lift off for AJ!
Despite the victory, Joshua seemed to realise his own mortality and has never been quite the same force of nature since.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Defences against Carlos Takam and Alexander Povetkin, as well as a unification versus WBO champion Joshua Parker, across sold-out stadiums meant in Fury's inconspicuous absence, AJ was widely viewed as the number 1 heavyweight
In the world.
with seemingly only one place left to conquer. This is where things took a turn for AJ. After an initial opponent, Jarrell Miller, failed for having consumed a small pharmacy, in stepped former title challenger and tattoo enthusiast Andy Ruiz to save the big Madison Square Garden bill. June 1st, 2019 is a date few boxing fans will forget, as in his haste to end the fight after scoring a heavy knockdown, Joshua ran into a counter hook from Ruiz that changed his life forever. Despite fighting on valiantly, Joshua was never able to fully regain his senses, and Ruiz became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world.
Mom, I love you. I love you, and our lives is going to change. We don't have to struggle no more.
In today's day and age, a surprise defeat for the quote-unquote A-side boxer means only one thing: a rematch. And so it was that in the desert, for more money than Scrooge McDuck could possibly know what to do with, AJ plotted his revenge. Whether it was a masterful tactical display or the fact that Andy Ruiz spent the summer modelling his life after Homer Simpson, Joshua regained his 3 heavyweight titles in a dull affair in the desert dunes. One spectacular KO of mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev later, Joshua was faced with the toughest challenge of his career to date. When many advised Joshua to swerve the fight, AJ put in his big boy pants and stepped up to face the Ukrainian genius. In a move that can only be described as baffling, AJ chose to try and outbox his fellow Olympic compatriot. This went as well as can be expected, and despite some moments of success, Usyk was declared the deserved winner, and once again, AJ faced the prospect of another immediate rematch to try and regain his former glory. Out with the old and in with the new, and AJ, backed with a fresh new team 1 year on, promised to
They're going to destruct and destroy.
Sadly for AJ, this never materialised, and despite a much improved performance, Usyk showed why he's one of the greatest fighters active today and retained his heavyweight titles. Bizarre post-fight interview aside, AJ is now in a place where he hasn't been since he fought his old mate Dillian Whyte back in December 2015. Sans heavyweight titles coming off back-to-back losses, Joshua now aims to plot his route back to the top in a likely fight with one wild boar enthusiast, Tyson Fury. First up is American Jermaine Franklin, a man initially introduced to UK audiences as the comeback opponent for Dillian Whyte after his own loss to Fury at Wembley last year. Franklin proved to be more than a punch bag for Whyte and can count himself decidedly unlucky to have not got the decision that night. But this served as a great audition to get the gig as Joshua's comeback opponent. AJ keys to victory. Footwork. Franklin is your classic American fighter. Fast hands, slow feet. If AJ wants to make this as simple as he can, he needs to make sure he doesn't hold his feet after he's done punching and gets out of the shorter man's wheelhouse. The jab. AJ has a great jab. To the head, to the body. It's one of his best weapons and, if used properly, will help keep the shorter man at distance and allow him to slowly break him down. Punches in bunches. Wiser men than me have said this.
I feel like when you put your combinations together with Franklin, he falls apart.
As stated earlier, with Franklin's slower feet, he tends to rely on the guard and upper body movement for his defence. AJ at his best is a monstrous combination puncher, and while one shot may not be enough to get the job done, you best believe few heavyweights in the game will still be standing if AJ lands a flurry of clean punches on their chin. Franklin keys to victory. Fast hands and counter punches. By no means is this a lost cause for Jermaine Franklin, who showed against Dillian Whyte that he is quite the solid counter-puncher. AJ is vulnerable to counters, particularly to the left hook, as he loads up, and with his fast hands, maybe Franklin can pull the upset.
People in the back.
Make AJ work. Franklin showed against Whyte, despite his appearances, he has an excellent engine on him. If he can take AJ's best punches and drag him into deep waters, AJ has shown in the past reservations about his own gas tank. Official predictions. AJ KO middle rounds 4-8. Despite the heat he gets, I still view AJ as an elite heavyweight and expect him to get the job done in style. Under the guidance of new trainer Derek James, this will be a chance to see what sort of fighter Joshua wants to be going forward. Will this road lead to AJ joining the likes of the great Muhammad Ali and Evander Holyfield as 3-time heavyweight champions of the world? We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let us know in the comment section which sport you're here for. Drop a B for boxing, a W for weightlifting and an R for rugby. Thank you and have a great evening.